Well, welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the live. If you're catching us on the replay, we greatly appreciate that more than you know. And yes, you can be great again. So if you're catching us on the replay, just hang out for a little bit and we'll let people kind of get in here and get started. And then we'll get excited about things. All right? So you guys just hang back and hang loose. And while you're there in the background or whatever, just drop a comment, give us a thumbs up, stuff like that. I'm going to clean my glasses. There we go. Nothing happened, Lily. Nothing happened, Lily. Lily's my dog. Just taking a siesta on the floor. She's doing that for sure. Well, we thank everybody that's going to be here tonight and joining us. Oh, my goodness gracious. We're here to solve all the problems of the world, tell you hello, let you guys grow, mature, nurture, whatever it is that you want to accomplish in the world. We are here to help you facilitate your dreams. That's what we're here for. We don't mind drama. The world feeds off of drama, right? A lot of drama on the internet. But real question is, are you going to let the drama get a hold of you? Or are you going to stand up, do the right thing, and do what's best for you and yours? So, somebody hanging out in the background, good to see y'all all. We got all the, got a new video coming out tomorrow, so that's really cool. It's a short one. It's already out for members. So we do have a member program. Short little video. I got to get back to trying to make more videos. We've made so many videos over the years about travel and traveling to the Philippines and other places, the Grand Canyon. I mean, all over the place. We've got a lot of great travel videos. We've done a lot of videos about immigration. So those are great out there. We got a video about me being in a coma, which is a really good video. I think it is. Not really good experience for me, but it's a really good video. A lot of cooking videos, a lot of videos of pretty girls in it, a lot of videos everywhere. All the people starting to come in now. Come on in, say hello, drop a thumbs up, say hi. Roblox is in the house. Brycene is in the house. How are you guys doing? Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, by the way, if you're not. What's going on in your part of the world? We got 30,000 people watching us. You guys are all fantastic at that. Make sure all you back there in the background trying to figure out what you're going to do on this channel, give us a thumbs up. But you're welcome to come forward, announce yourself, say hi to each other, make friends with each other. Let each other know if you got a YouTube channel. If you want to be great, let me know. I'll help you get there. So, you know. Brycing says, I am good. Nice. I'm trying to read the chat here. Cody is sick. Sorry to hear that. I hope you get feeling better. So, Brycing just came back from church. That's right. It's Wednesday night in America. In America, it's Wednesday night. It's about 8 p.m., so it's about time for you to get home from church. My part of the country, it's 8 p.m., 67 degrees out. We've had lots and lots and lots of rain and storms the last 4 or 5 days. But hopefully these next few days it's going to dry up. So I'm excited about that. We've had a lot of rain. But I'm glad you went to church. I'm glad you had a good time at church. Hi, Cody. Everybody says they're sad that you're not feeling well, but they hope that you get better. This time of the year, you got to realize a lot of people get sick. Thank you all for the thumbs up. You guys don't be shy about the thumbs up back there. So this time of the year, the weather changes. You know, it's 85 degrees during the day and 60 at night. And if you leave your windows open, you can get a lot of chest colds, respiratory things. Bryson says it was my first time going to a church or the first time going to that church. So, but man, it's good to have all of you guys. I look really fat tonight. You see my shirt? I'm really not as fat as I look. For some reason, this shirt is making me look weird. I don't know what it is. This shirt has got me looking really weird. I'm looking at myself. I'm really not this fat, but for some reason my shirt makes me look bad on TV. To a church. Well, good. What did you think of it? If you like it, go back. If you didn't like it, don't go back. And that's the honest thing. If you get involved with a group, any kind of group, and you don't like it, leave. Don't go back. Don't criticize them. Don't attack them. Just don't participate. So it's super good, nice. And church is designed to be that way. Church is a religion, and as a whole, no matter what you believe, which section of religion you believe in, or whichever your belief system is, it's designed to be emotional. Church services are designed to raise you up and to bring you down. Right, may put you on a emotional roller coaster so that you feel things. That's what church services does. Passerby, I know, it's weird, and I don't know why. I wear this shirt all the time. Maybe it's my camera. Maybe, but is it the way I'm sitting? But it's really not. The colors are making me look like I'm gigantic. So I don't know what the deal is. But I like this shirt, so I'll wear it. I don't know, but I definitely look way fatter than I am. But I'm fat, so don't get me wrong. So, but good to see you. Thank you for the thumbs up, passerby. But doing pretty well. Today is Wednesday in America. Cool, rainy. Yes, Bryson, I figured you were in the kid's side. That's okay. Doesn't matter. But that's great, you know. Part of what they like to do with the kids, of course, is get kids to befriend one another. So it's always good as a kid to have friends, to have role models, to have other people to share experiences with. But I'm happy you went. If that makes you happy, repeat it. I have a great big theory in life. If something makes you happy, repeat it. If something makes you unhappy, don't repeat it. So, pretty simple. But it's an exciting time for everybody. And I mean everybody. But if you want to be great again, if you want to be great at something, you can do it. You can achieve it. So, that's the key. Life's too short to stress, too short to worry. That's my point. We know a lot of people that believe in churches. They go to a lot of different religions, and we know a lot of people that don't. Well, passerby, now in that case, the job doesn't make you happy, but does the paycheck. So I used to tell people, you know, I taught college forever, and I would tell people that worked at the college and other places who weren't quite happy. I said, you know, you got to remember when you have a job, you are not your job. A job is a way for you to earn money so that you can go and enjoy your life. A job is not supposed to be enjoyable, but it's supposed to provide us with the money that we can use to have a enjoyable life. So it's a resource for us, not meant to be joyful. It's fun, but the teachers' names are confusing. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting, Bryson, huh? Why are they confusing to you? What's confusing about them? Are they hard to pronounce? Are they just, maybe just call them ma'am and sir? You know, that's maybe the way to get it until you remember their names well. You know, young people talking to adults, it never hurts to say ma'am and sir. You know, I travel internationally, and I'm always amazed that when I go to other countries, how people will come up and say sir and ma'am. You know, really nice, actually. So my wife, who's not a spring chicken, has a job. She still uses it every day at her work. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. You know, very polite, very professional. So it's a good thing. Pastor Bobby says, that's very true about the money. It is, my friend, it is. There's a lot, and I get confused. There's a lot of them. All right. My friend Tarzan's in the house. Good to see you, John. How's the cold weather? Bryson, here's the secret about too many of them. Just focus in on one or two of them. All right? Just pick out one or two and kind of get to know those two, and then you'll pick up the others. Jimmy's in the house. Everybody say hello to each other, by the way. We used to give some teachers nicknames. That's a good point. You know, until you can learn their names. How you do nicknames when you're trying to learn things is like, if my name is David, which it is, maybe in order for you to remember my name is David, you go David, 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 David. You know, you play with the name in your head. You know, David's the bald-headed guy, or David's the guy that looks really fat in the tropical shirt tonight. So you kind of tag me to my name, and that will help you remember my real name. So, yeah, I remember the guy with the tropical shirt was David. David was his name. So that helps you to do it. So, Jimmy, you're correct. Tarzan, I am an old rooster. Woohoo! Young rooster, old rooster, at least you're a rooster. Anyway, I should keep moving along. Take care. All the best from Australia. Good to see you from Australia. I heard that you guys have passed your new internet law for children, right? Did that go in effect? David, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, man. Bryson saying bye-bye for now. Doing pretty good, everybody. You know, it's been a calm day. It's Wednesday. Not a lot happening. Yesterday, I cleaned house yesterday. You know, my wife, I got a new joke. I was cleaning up our master bedroom yesterday, right? My wife has so many clothes. And I think I've come up with a new joke. One of these days, I'm going to get my wife up on the weekend and say, honey, get up, man, get up. I'm going to take you clothes shopping. I'm going to have her get dressed. And then I'm going to get her in the car. We're going to leave, pull back into the driveway, come in, and I'm going to go to her closet and say, just shop until your heart contents. I'm going to take her shopping to her own closet. That law is coming, yes. Okay. Something about less than 10 or 12 years old, they can't have social media. Is that kind of the curse of it? Big Man Tarzan says, Mr. Nibble wobbles, but he doesn't fall down. Our teacher, Mr. Nibble, had a bad limp. There you go. It really is a word association. Word association is what it called. You know, works all the time. I know, Jimmy. Well, that's not why we gave nicknames. I know, Jimmy, but I was trying to be nice to the kid. We used to give them nicknames, Scarface, Fartface, Hairy Spot. I know. We had one called Mr. Turkey. So I'm with you, man. I know, but I was trying to be a good guy. Tarzan says, I'm a mentally 11. Wow, you're more mature than I am. Mark said, hey, Mark, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you, my friend. 2 types of jobs. Those that provide a service, yes. And those that provide a product, yes. You need to pick one that you might actually like. Nowadays, the things change so fast. Multitask. It does. Now, I do tell people this, from a job market standpoint, if you can be lucky enough to find a job that you like, man, that's a bonus. It really is. And you should try to go to do things that you like. If you can make money doing what you like, then you've just won the lottery. Now, just be aware you may not make a lot of money, but you'll be happier. So, do you want money and stress, or do you want to be happy? That's what I used to tell my students. Under 16 years of age, you have to show proof of identification. That means every Australian will have to prove identity. Wow, that's creepy from a Big Brother standpoint. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if we do it, but it's kind of creepy, don't you think? I'm not real big on government interference in my life. Those are the good nicknames. You can't say the bad ones. I didn't construct that last sentence. It's all right, but I understand what you mean. Can't use the internet unless you're 16 years. What about, I guess they got to have provisions for like school, right? Because don't kids use the internet to, they don't have Encyclopedia Britannica in their houses anymore. We used to have a set of those growing up, right? That was my internet. I had to go to those stupid books and get them out and do some research to write a damn paper on. Now I can just go to the internet, type in a few words, and somebody will write a paper for me. People don't realize how socialist we really are. Wow. I've been hearing a little about that. I know Australia's mad at America right now. I hear that, but then again, everybody's mad at America. So I think there's good things and bad things with every country, but I don't know Australia as well as I should, to be honest. I do like Sky News. I gotta admit, your Sky News out of Australia is one of my favorite news stations to watch. They're funny as hell. Extremely funny. I don't know what it means for schools. Mine are all adults now. Yeah. Do you know what does anybody know what the reason behind it was? Is it, like to protect them from predators? Is it to keep them from being exploited? So I guess part of the question is to use the internet. So if I'm an adult in Australia, and if I got a kid, can I put him on social media? You know what I mean? I wonder if I could, hey, this is my kid. He's on my social media. Can I advertise my kid for sale on social media? Sky News is funny, but propaganda, it is, but it's funny. I think they make fun of us a lot, and I like it. Big man Dennis Boland in the house. Woo! Dennis in the house. Lorelei says hi, by the way, Dennis. I have a set of encyclopedias to sell cheap. I will even autograph them. Outstanding. Outstanding, man. Brycene is back. All right. Yeah, we did. We had a whole set of those Encyclopedia Britannicas growing up. I've spent many hours reading those stupid books. They smelt bad. Ours were the white covered ones. I don't know what that meant. I don't know if that meant we were racist or they were just kind of like an off color. But we had those. If you don't do, let me read Jimmy here. If you don't know what you love to do, first learn a skill that people will pay for, absolutely. And then you will know when the money starts to roll. I agree. I did that. I sold my body on the internet, because it made me a lot of money. And realized that didn't make me happy, so I did something else. I agree with you. Always with the government action for your safety. Yes, I know. Everything's for your safety. Well, I don't need you to keep me safe. I need you to mind your business. Safety for the ruling class. What are we talking about? You, Bryson. No, I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about. In Australia, partly, they have a rule that young people like yourself cannot use the internet. Mark is saying, when we were young, it's all about stuff and money. When we get older, it's all about downsizing and finding contentment. I agree, man. I am so there. My wife isn't there, but I'm there. I'm at that downsizing, I could care less phase. My wife is still so much younger, so we're in one of those situations. Yeah, so you guys are cracking, your government is going to restrict free speech, and they're doing it for your safety, right? Is how they're starting to do, I know. And we have some other Australian friends that come in and they talk about, your car industry and your fuel industry and some other things that are going on there. So, Dennis, how are you tonight, by the way, buddy? It's up to you, Bryson. Hop off, hop on. It's up to you. We never had a constitutional free speech. Ah, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So Australia, unlike America, Canada, in their constitution, they're not guaranteed free speech. Wow, I didn't know that. I put Sky News on my laptop. I like Sky News. I think they're funny. You know, coming from America, I watch Sky News. I learn a lot, you know, but I really enjoy their goofiness. You know, it's kind of like how they make fun of us. I do see an upside down pineapple on your shirt. Really? Ah, there is one. Well, oh, here's one. Jimmy, that's not an invitation to you. You know, I better change shirts. Nobody look at my shirt. That's not an invitation. Bryson, Sky News is Australia, the country, a news organization in Australia. So, and Jimmy, it's really bad that pineapples have gotten that reputation, because growing up, pineapples to me just meant hospitality. And I know the upside down pineapple, and it just, why did they have to go and mess up a perfectly good fruit? Because I like pineapple. No, I didn't, Jimmy. They banned having pineapples like on the doors and things, stickers and all of that. Or do they, because hopefully they didn't ban pineapple altogether, because I like pineapple. Can you still wear can I wear my shirt? Passerby says, yeah, I'm following. Yes. 4 months ago. All right. Wow. Too much of a, I'm trying to watch my words. Nice looking shirt from Bunja Bunja. Good to see you. Thank you for the thumbs up and subscribing, everybody. Haven't done that. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. And remember, I'm still e-begging to buy my wife a house. So, yeah, I know it's been kind of a big running joke. And there's been, it's been on the cruise ships a lot about the upside down pineapples. So, which, you know, I don't know, not my thing, but I do like wearing pineapple shirts. I like pineapple juice. Oh, that one is upside down right there. So I wouldn't want to wear this one on a cruise ship. Have I ever been to Turkey? No, I have not. I wouldn't mind going there. I got to admit, it's not my top 10, but it's probably in my top 50 places to go, yes. You always wanted to wear one, but chicken nap, man. I wore this one all over. To be honest, I wore it in the Philippines. I think I wore this one on a cruise ship. Now, it may have been before the upside down pineapple was so popular. You know, we did. I have a picture on a cruise ship of me wearing. I did one of my videos, cruise videos, wearing this shirt. Bryson says, I go looking at people's streams, and if they don't have chats, I put in a chat. Well, that's very nice. 50 is a lot. Well, I've been to a lot of places. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if I had to rank 50 places, if I won the lottery, that me and my wife would go to, Turkey would not be in the top 10, but it would be in my top 50 places that I would want to see. Sure. I'm too sexy for my shirt. I know, John, right? Let's put it in the top. Now, there's too many other places. But I think top 50 is pretty good, because you know how many places there are to go visit in the world? I mean, there's a lot of places to go visit in the world. But I don't know, I'm not opposed to it. Just like not opposed to India, Pakistan. I like to go everywhere safely. Jimmy says, I used to see quite a few people wearing it and many on their cabin doors. Well, back when we were able to cruise a whole lot, we haven't cruised in about 4 years because just the way life has happened, which I miss horribly. I love going on cruises, so I've really missed going on a cruise, but the money just hasn't been there to go on one and the time. So I don't remember seeing a bunch of pineapples on the cruise ships back then. I remember the stupid ducks. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what the ducks are, right? I remember finding the ducks, and I would go and take the ducks and try to hide them in a place where nobody could find them. Hope to see you, sir. You look great. Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. I don't know how you look, but I'm going to say you look great too. Turkey is safer than the U.S., telling you from Cali. All right. Well, California's, is where the crazy people live. But a lot of America is extremely safe. It really is. There's a lot of parts of America that I wouldn't go to, and I'll say I shouldn't go to because, I'm not a drug addict or a bad person. The lady won millions of dollars in Four Bears casinos last weekend in Newtown, North Dakota. Wow. Nice. Did they actually pay her out? John, I've been seeing a lot of casinos not paying people the full amount that they win. The ducks are still around? All right. All right. The ducks don't bother me. They don't entertain me. They don't interest me. But, they were popular on the cruise ship when we were going. And I even belonged to a couple groups called Cruising Ducks or something like that on Facebook. Mighty Ducks, there you go. Yeah, John, I've been hearing that some of the casinos have been finding ways to rip people off of their winnings. So, I don't know about those up there, but in general. Oh, really? Well, back in the day, we probably got 5 or 6 of them. But maybe they were just not being hid that well. Now, one of the cruise lines, and it may have been Carnival, one of the cruise lines came out and said they didn't want the ducks on the ships anymore. And so they had employees going around and picking up the ducks. I remember watching one of the cruising channels, one of the really big ones. What is his name? Loco Lido, what's his name? Tony from La Lida Loco or something, his YouTube channel. Really good channel. Tony, kind of a fat guy, looks like me, beard, glasses. I think I saw a video where he was talking about one of the cruise line was having the employees pick those up. Birds are heading south. Winter, they are. Winter's coming. It's 65 degrees in my part of the country right now, John. So yes, winter is coming. I am not happy about that at all. Yeah, I know. I can't remember. I don't know if you watch cruising channels, but I do. I don't get to go on cruises much, but I really like them. PMP is in the house. How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you too. Thank you for giving us that thumbs up as you came in. It has been a while. How have you been doing? What's going on in your part of the world? But we like the cruising, but what is that channel? I know his name's Tony. La Lida Loco. Yeah. That's it. Good channel. I think he's a good character, a good guy. Things have been good, PMP says. Nice. What have you been doing? We got a lot of people in here tonight. We're all going to go to Turkey and to visit our other friend. So, Bunja has invited us all to come to Turkey. So we're going to all go there. I'm going to send a plane for everybody here real soon and go to Turkey and hang out. PMP, everybody say hello to each other, by the way. It's always good to say hi to each other. You're all neighbors. So we're all trying to be great. Waiting for honey season? Well, it should be right around the corner. October, depending on where you live. Wow, Tarzan. You got the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Man, you are one smoking rich Tarzan Jungle Boy. Wow, what does Jane think of that? Did Jane get the same thing? Wow, we have the, I don't know what ours are maybe 15s or 14s or something. I don't know what ours are. We can't afford brand new phones. We're poor, Tarzan. Man, wow. PMP says, how much money did Tarzan run into? Man, he must have ran into a lot at the casino. Maybe he got some money off of that lady that won $4 million at the casino the other day. Wow. Yeah, we haven't done anything with phones in 3 or 4 years, and I don't want to. I don't want to change phones. I want to try to get 10 years. I want to get 10 years out of the phones that we have. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'm going to try to get 10 years. So I'm cheap. I'm trying to save up, to go fishing. So, no brand new phones for us poor people. And these are working fine. We're Apple phone people ourselves, I don't know. Apple's too expensive. Exactly. You don't need any new phones every month. Yeah, I know. The good thing is, to be honest, my wife is over that. My wife has gone, yeah, which is good for me. And so we're hoping to hang on to these for quite a while longer. I think these are 14s. I think we have 14s. Now I have the Pro Max 14 with the large memory because I do a lot of videoing on my phone. So we got the biggest memory you can get on my phone, but her phone is just the average stuff because they do all the videoing on my phone. And she puts all the apps on my phone so they don't clog up her phone. So that's what my wife does. Anything she wants as an app, she just puts it on my phone. The vacuum cleaner, the laundry unit, the refrigerator, all the cameras, all the everything's on my phone and nothing's on hers. So hers runs nice and fast. So John had the 14. That's what we have, I think. PMP says, I got to go back to the fishing spot. Yes. I'm hoping to go fishing over the next week. I'm going to try to do another live stream fishing before it gets too cold here. And I'm going to take you guys on a nature hike, believe it or not. I got 2 spots that I'm going to do a live stream while I just show you guys a part of our part of the country that you guys haven't seen. And some beautiful homes, trails, ponds, trees, bugs, all the things. So I'm going to do some live streams out and about in the next couple of weeks while it's starting to cool down here. And you guys might be able to get to see the foliage changing. So I hope to do that. Plus, it'll get me out of the house. I'm having a new part made for my mobility scooter. I'm going to do a little video about that once the guy completes it. So I'm getting a part made for my mobility scooter to make it easier for me. But yeah, I miss fishing. But around here, to be honest, fishing's boring. We don't have good fishing. It's not like we have any salt water anywhere. So it's all freshwater, and I find freshwater fish boring as all hell. I just do. I've been there, done that. I've caught everything. Oh, we were at a nature preserve the other day, trying to find a venue for my wife's 40th birthday party next year. And I saw that our state had this thing called Master Angler that you can apply for. So I got a brochure on it and went and looked it up. And I'm like, well, shit, Music, well, I'm kind of an old guy. I'm big on the 80s, some 90s, 70s, 60s, 50s. I like a little bit of everything. I truly just don't listen to a lot of modern music, I gotta admit. I like bluegrass, a little bit of country, gospel, even though I'm not real religious. Man, I like a lot of stuff. Classical, instrumental, just depending on the vibe, you know? I don't listen to music when I fish, though. I'm one of these people that I don't want to do that. When I'm outdoors, I want to listen to the outdoors. Yeah, we're the same thing. Yeah, John, that's right. I like the music that I can understand. I was telling somebody the other night, we were talking about music. And the honest truth is, I want to be able to understand the words. So I don't want the music to be so loud you can't hear the lyrics. So I'm one of those. But I like a lot of music. It just depends on the mood I'm in. And I go through moods where I listen to a lot of music and then I don't listen to hardly at all. So, I mean, I'm more of a documentary fan, a historical fan, a science fan. So I watch a lot of that type of stuff, a lot of crime. But I got a friend who's dead now. All of my friends are dead. Have you guys noticed that as the older you get, the more and more you become the old guy? I was telling my wife today this. Here's what's really weird. What's really weird is when you wake up and now you become the wise old person in your personal circle. Somehow, like John and I and some of you others, we've aged to where we become the old wise person. And today I was giving advice multiple times to people in our circle. And I got off the phone with them. I was exhausted. And I told my wife, I said, how in the hell did I ever grow up to be the old wise guy? I mean, I'm a butt wipe. I'm an idiot. I'm a smartass. You know, growing up, they thought I was going to be in prison all my life. So how am I a guy now? I do like bluegrass. Um, Folk music is cool. P&P stands for Poor Man's Poison. All right. So is that the name of the band then, I guess? I'll tell you one genre that I really like. This is kind of weird. You guys might all want to run away when I tell you. I like truck driving songs. Have you ever listened to truck driving songs? I'm not a truck driver. I don't want to be a truck driver. Nothing against them, but it's not my thing. But my dad was, and even though my dad and I didn't work out too well, growing up when I was a little bitty baby boy about yay tall, you know, he drove truck and he listened to the truck driving songs. So as a little bitty baby boy about this tall, I would hear it in the background of the house, I guess. And so I am absolutely fascinated with truck driving songs and songs like Johnny Comes Marching Home, the song about the saints. You know, I lost the title. When the Saints Come Marching In. So my grandmother listened to those type of songs when I was an itty bitty baby boy about this tall. So I like to listen to truck driving songs. I sit outside on my back porch sometimes in the mornings and we'll just kind of hang out and relax. And I'll get the phone and YouTube out and I'll pull up truck driving songs. And I know my neighbors probably got to go, what in the hell is going on over at that guy's house? So, you know, I like a little bit of everything. I'm open to it. I just don't like chaotic music. Like John says, Tarzan says, he likes music that you can understand. And I'm the same way. I like storytelling. I'm a big fan of storytelling music. I really am. Same thing with storytelling, like Jerry, I forgot his name, Jerry Clower. Remember him? And the other guy who was on the radio, the rest of the story, I can't remember his name. God dang it, I lost his name. Guy or somebody, Guy Harvey or Steve Harvey or John Harvey. And that's the rest of the story. You know, I guess I'm more of a storyteller. So folk music is a storytelling. I do like some blues. I I like some of the older blues. I don't like a lot of the newer stuff, I guess. All right, I'll check those out. I will. I will. But yeah, I'm definitely into more, you know, storytelling. You know, I mean, Bye Bye Miss American Pie by John McClane, I think is one of the greatest stories to tell. And if you ever seen the documentary on it, you would totally understand that he's telling in a story and giving, I mean, he's walking through the events of the day in that song. And so I really like that. Paul Harvey. All right, thank you, John. Thank you, thank you. Paul Harvey. Love listening to Paul Harvey. You know, I wish I could speak like him, and if I could, I would mimic him and pretend I'm him. Bryson is back. He's got a football going on there. So Paul Harvey was great. Jerry Clower was funny. Oh, what? You know, Ma and Paul Kettle, good, funny stories. You know, stuff like that. Stuff like that. My wife doesn't see any humor in it, but I don't know. I grew up really enjoy listening to people talk about horror stories, real crime stories. Nothing scares me, to be honest. I'm not a scaredy cat of anything. I'm just not. Never have been. Of people or anything. I'm just not. So I would be very interested in hearing horror stories, right? Because I would analyze them for the truth. And I would listen and go, that's not logical, so it didn't happen. 8 years old going, yeah, you're full of crap. You know, 1 to 10, Bryson says, nice. 1 to 10 what? Your age, my age, how many puppies there are in the house? Only got one dog. Remind you of yourself, well, maybe we're twins and brothers. John and I, Tarzan and I are brothers. Dennis, who's in the background listening, looking for prettier women to talk to on the internet. But I know he's watching in the background. He's just trying to find pretty girls to look at. We're all brothers, man. We're all smart. My age? Yeah, we're about the same age. I tell everybody I'm the same age as everybody. That way nobody's ever wrong. I never hurt your feelings and go, you know. I talk to a 20-year-old and we have something in common. They're like, well, yes, we're about the same age. Yeah. I talk to a 90-year-old and they're like, yeah, we have a lot. I go, yeah, we're about the same age. Makes you feel good. Oh, yes, I don't believe crap. Look into the story and dive in a bit too much. Yeah. No. Sorry, not taking your word for it. It's full of crap. Show me the proof. Don't try to, don't persuade me with words. Persuade me with actions and or evidence. And don't taint the evidence. Don't, do that. Bryson says, here, I don't know what you're saying there. But Bryson, never give anybody any personal information about yourself whatsoever. So don't do that. Don't ever give anybody any personal information, period. Don't tell them your age, where you live, your real name, anything. Don't do it, all right? Word to the wise. Remember, I'm the smartest person on this live stream who's wearing a tropical shirt with an upside-down pineapple. So just remember that. Never, ever give your personal information. Don't share any photos with anybody. Don't do anything like that. Not until you're 55 years of age. Don't ever do that. Don't give anybody money or anything. The only thing I show favorite bands, yeah. Well, a lot of people ask me, to be honest, and I'll tell you guys, a lot of people ask me, well, aren't you afraid of being doxxed? People can find you. And I have to say, look, my life, I've lived my life in the public. I taught for 25 years at a college level. I worked with the state government, the local governments. I did a lot of corporate work, consulting work. So it's not easy for me to hide. If you want to find me, you can find me. In Arkansas, public records are open. If you want to know where I live, you can figure it out. It might take you a few weeks by doing some digging, but you can figure it out. I go the other way. Since I've already been out in public so much in my life, I've done news interviews. I've been, I was an expert, a subject matter expert. So I've been, that's why I don't have a problem doing this. One, I have no fear and I don't care. But that's kind of where I'm at. And people ask me, well, aren't you afraid? Why do you do this? And I'm like, well, I was in public. I spoke to, I don't know, maybe 100,000 people in my lifetime. They all know my name. They all saw how fat and ugly I was. So I don't really have anything to hide. I'm not going to tell you my money because I'm poor. So, but you know what I mean. That's why I do it. But yeah, and I talk about politics. I'll talk about politics because I talk about religion or non-religion. I talk about extraterrestrials. We'll talk about anything on these live streams because I want everybody who comes in here to feel comfortable enough, no matter where you're from, what you believe or don't believe, that you can express your opinions and your thoughts on this live stream. We don't attack anybody. I have no intention of it, but one thing I know about myself is if I intend something, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm with you there too. Now, I got to admit, I used to be that way when I was younger, but I've gotten to the point where if I'm doing something and I don't know, if a big roadblock gets in the way, I go, oh well. And I just move on to something else. Now, maybe I'll come back to it. It's like, or maybe I won't. I don't know. I've learned after dying 4 times. I've been dead 4 times, been in a coma. I guess I've learned over the years that if I don't I want to take some cooking classes, and I'm going to take some classes on Coursera. But I found some community cooking classes that I want to take. I'm going to try to get them done this winter, right? But if I don't, it's not the end of the world. I'll do it whenever I get around to it. If I don't get around to it, I don't get around to it. P&P, let me ask you this. Do you know, look, I know you're going to think I'm crazy. My sister-in-law in Dallas, Texas, has a gigantic record collection. She buys, sells, and collects. And she has some stuff that's worth the big money. She's not a junk. So what particular album are you looking for? And if it's in her genre, you can email me because I know what she specializes in. So Bryson says, I like football, sports, baseball, swimming, skateboarding. Is that women in there? No, bicycling. Well, how come you don't have girls in there? You don't like girls yet? We all like girls. When we were younger, I never liked skateboarding, Bryson. I hate to tell you this. Never got into skateboarding when I was a young person. Bicycling and football and baseball is what I did. Well, $70 is pretty cheap. Is it Friends with Enemy? I don't recognize. What is it? Rock? Is it country? Bryson says, I'm really good at all of them. That's good. Well, but how are you? Okay, Bryson, how's your grades? You're good at sports, which is, hey, that's a good thing. But how are your grades? How are your grades? And you should be more proud of your grades and how good of a son you are to the parents that raise and take care of you. Folk music, okay. Yeah, I don't think she has any folk music. That's not one of the areas that she collects. She collects classic rock, the whole big rock genre. Try to read. I'm reading Ethics for a New Millennium. Woohoo. The Holiness, the Dalai Lama. Nice. That is cool. John, that might be a good book. Yeah, I want to take a couple of cooking classes. I bought a new book, cooking book, a cookbook, cooking book, cookbook. So I'm going to work on some things this winter, but I want to take some, I'm bored. I'm going to take some classes. And I want to take some social media classes on Coursera. I don't know if you guys know what that is. For an album so rare, it's cheap because the band is hardly known. All right. Well, I hope you get to buy it. I hope it's legit. Your parents are sports parents. Okay, good. But my point, Bryson, is, are you a good child? Do you help out around the house? Do you take care of business? Do you listen to the parents? It's a legit site, nice. And that's what my sister-in-law has. She has her own website set up. And she has everything from some rare Beatles song music or albums. I mean, a lot of stuff. You know, she has a lot of stuff. She even has stuff on reel to reel. So she has a lot of music, original music on reel to reel from studios. Bryson says, yes. Yep. Yep's not a word. Did you know that, Bryson? Yep is not a word. It's yippers. I like Tyler, the Creator. All right. Never heard of Tyler, the Creator. Nope. No. Nope. So, yeah, I'm going to take some cooking classes I found, I think. I got to double check how much they cost, but I think they're like $45 each. I don't know if that's a good price or a bad price. Here they are. Oops, Brightwater. Yeah, see, I found one about oil-free cooking, nuts and honey, about crepes, you know, the core classes. I don't want another degree. I'm not interested in getting another degree at all. So I'm really trying to find a way where I can literally just go for the one class, you know, like even though I'm really good at a bakery class. Someone new to high school who's a computer nerd, being a good kid is high on my list. Outstanding. Said list includes grades, computer science, and music. Can't beat that. I had to delete emails. My Yahoo said it was full. I need to add, yeah, I had to do the same thing. Got the same thing. They wanted us to buy storage now, John, and I don't want to do it. And to be honest, all the emails I get, I deleted folders after folders that were like 10 and 12, 15 years old that I didn't even remember I had. And I'm like, well, I definitely don't need old tax records. I definitely don't need old house plans. So I was able to trash can a whole bunch of stuff. I just stay home and don't have important emails? I don't either. You know, I don't have them either. I mean, I don't either. I guess I do some, but not much. Not much. And like I said before, I would rather talk to people on the phone, but, you know. But I don't have them either. I don't get a lot of real business. I get some business emails, but not much. Not much. But then again, I have everything kind of set up automatically. So nobody's really reaching out to me unless they're trying to sell me an extended car warranty on a car I don't own, or Verizon wants me to upgrade my phone service even though may not have Verizon, you know, or The bank is sending me a notice that I can have a great credit card. You know, I get more junk email than anything. There's times that I just click on the whole week and delete a whole week. And that works pretty good for me. I don't have a problem with, I don't know. I guess if it's really important, somebody will call me, is what I'm hoping, right? You know, whatever happened to the day when people would call you on your phone and you can ignore them on your phone? So, answering machines, you know, I'll get back to you when I get back to you. That's what I like to do. I get a lot of medical calls, you know, from the insurance company going, were you satisfied with our service? I get a lot of emails for surveys you know, can you rate your doctor? Yeah, my doctor sucked. He took $40 from me and told me there's nothing wrong with me. So, yeah, I didn't like that. You know, the doctor said, you know, but now we have good doctors, luckily. We really do, but it's just kind of like, man, how much groveling or how much seeking of, what is the word I'm looking for? Affirmation, do all of these medical facilities need? You know, it's like they're always looking for affirmation. Got new glasses yesterday? Nice. How are they adjusting? I'm still getting used to mine. And I got to admit, I don't know. I like these, but I'm still, I don't know, not real happy with how much pressure they put on the side of my head. So I might have to go in and have them tweaked. Are they as cool as mine? Mine are photovoltaic, so they will change color in the sunlight. They turn to a light blue, dark blue, and brown, kind of like a tortoise shell. Brown and blue. You can probably see a little bit of the brown in there, a little bit of blue. But when they go out in the sun, they change colors, the whole thing. PMP says, I do not know why music matters so much to me now. I used to never listen to music, and now it's the thing I care the most about. Good. We all change, right? We do. You know, I used to be an avid reader. I mean, I've read so many textbooks in my life. I still like to read, but I used to read like nobody's business. Now, not so much. I read a little bit every year, maybe 4 or 5 books a year. Before, I would maybe read 25 to 30 books or better a year. You know, don't do it. I used to be big into weightlifting. I wish I could now, but I have nobody to do it with. So we just kind of evolve and change. We just do. Tarzan says, I just got a black frame, no tint, G-Man. Wow. Yeah, these tint here, the lenses tint too, John. But the frames change color when I go outside. Because you got to remember, man, I got to be cool. I got to look good, buddy. You know, I can't go around looking average. Reading's one of your strong suits. That's good. I get bored with reading. I guess maybe that, to be honest, I guess, you know, I read so much for so many years when I was in the educational field that I kind of get bored reading because I'm kind of like, okay, there's nothing new here. There's nothing new. I'm not reading anything new. I've watched so much history. So much, you know what I mean? I don't have a lot of new stuff to read. I go, oh, I know where they're going with this. So, I don't know. Maybe I just think I know everything. Maybe that's the problem. I think I'm smarter than I am. I think I know everything. So therefore, I do not need to read. I like to read cookbooks now. I know, which is weird. I like to read about food science. I think that's good. As a freshman, I currently have the reading skills of a 12th grader. Nice. And 9th month, all right, nice. That's good. That's good. Reading is good. So let me ask you this, though. You're talking about your reading is good. How is your comprehension? The key is not your reading skills, your ability to be able to read the words. The key is, can you comprehend? Can you comprehend what is being written about? That's the key. Do you understand what the writer is saying? Historical fiction, okay, nice. Yeah, I mean, I really got into reading everything. I read lots of textbooks, a lot of government documents, a lot of Stephen King books, all of those back in the day. You know, I read a lot. You can comprehend text amazingly. Excellent. Good. Because it is all about the comprehension. Pat's in the house. Everybody say hello to my good buddy Pat. Philippine Dreams in the house. The man, the myth, the legend. Good to see you, Pat. Thank you for saying hello to everybody and giving us a thumbs up. I was taught at 6 months old on how to read. Cool. I was taught at 6 years old how to eat applesauce. So, good to see you, Pat. I took parenting. The teacher said she wished she taught her kids problems. Yes. I'm a big, gigantic fan of problem solving. You know, I know this is kind of weird, but we have some friends that are pregnated now, and they're going to have a baby in the spring, and they're close, and I know we'll get stuck babysitting this rugrat, but I told Laurel, I said, it's going to be kind of fun that when the kid is old enough that I can start teaching it how to have critical thinking skills, problem solving skills. And so I will help them make their child brilliant is what I'm going to do. So however old is, you know, once it comes out of the womb, we're going to be getting flashcards, and it's going to be taught the alphabet, math skills. You know, 2 days old, it's going to be learning 2 + 2 is 4. Good to see you today, brother David. Yes. It's been a good day here, Pat. A lot of rain, but the rain has settled down. Now we just got some cool air. I did open up the house the last couple of days, turn the air conditioner off, and just letting the house air out and save a little money. So that's always a good thing, I think, is doing that. So I've been doing that the last couple of days. But been cleaning the house, working on rearranging the bedroom, the master bedroom. You know what that means, right? I'm working to clean up the master bedroom. So the junk in the master bedroom is getting moved just to another room. We need to have a garage sale, is what we need to have. We need to have a garage sale where we sell a bunch of clothes, you know. Once I said my first words, I was taught the basic preschool things by preschool, and I learned kindergarten, first grade things. Nice. That's good. That means you learn quick. So here's a tip for you. If you're a quick learner, a quick study, maybe you need to learn another language. I would start learning a different language. I tell people every day, the best way to get ahead in the world is to be multiple languages. Cricket's in the house. Man, how are you? Yes, we remember Cricket. Everybody said hello to Cricket, by the way. It's been a while. Where you been? What are you doing, Cricket? What's going on in your world, Cricket? What's going on? At least according to my parents, I only remember up to 1. Okay. Imagine's back. I know 5 languages. Nice. Congratulations, Imagine. Nice. I'm learning a language. Good. And math is a language, by the way. If you guys aren't listening, math is a language. Treat it as a language and you'll become a proficient in mathematics. Hello, Cricket from Pat. Cricket, what have you been doing? Where you been? Why haven't you been on the internet? What's going on? Give us a thumbs up. Are you in trouble? What's going on? But I think anybody can learn at any age. I really do. Unless you have brain damage, meaning dementia, or something of that, you know, that prevents you from doing that. I think everybody can learn. The key is to find people's strengths and weaknesses. That's right, Pat says. Cricket says, I've been really good. Really good. Nice. Okay, Cricket, why have you been really good? What has been really good? Health, money, school, what's been really good? You've been getting really good at math? Nice. If you can get all the way through trigonometry and finite and math, you're set to go. You'll be set to go. Remember, though, I tell people, I struggled in math in college. And when somebody finally told me, said, your problem is you don't understand the language of math, meaning the definitions of the words. Once you understand the definitions, then you can do well in math because now you know what to do. But I'm good with money. I'm good with math. But I'm an old guy. A lot of practice over the years. Except for when it comes to my wife, you know. I give her a budget for something and somehow, the budget never seems to go down. But all the things get bought, but the budget never goes down. I don't understand that. You already have a plan for college, okay? And have a job plan for a mini backups in that regard. Okay, good. If it's going to be a job that you need college for, that's great. I will say, I taught college for 25 years. I was in higher ed myself. I think for most people, college is a waste of time and money. I don't think most people need to go to college. I think most people would be better served going to a trade school or the military because they wouldn't go in debt and they would be able to make money and support themselves and their families a lot quicker. I'm all about how fast can you get into the workforce and make money? Because that's what you need to survive. Everybody needs money to survive, right? So how long is it going to take you to get into the workforce and make that money? That's my point. So I tell a lot of people, I had a lot of people at the college come to me because our goal at the college was to try to convince you to go to college. And I would tell them, I've seen people teach themselves computer science and go on to make apps. Yeah, my sister-in-law is a self-taught computer expert, without question. My older son is a paramedic and is in paramedic school. I thought he was a nurse, John. The one that got married to the Filipina? I thought he was a nurse already. Is he switching from nursing to paramedics? I think being a paramedic would be more fun than being a nurse by any day. Nursing is a great field, though, if you like it. You can make good money, have a good life. You can get a 2-year degree or a 4-year degree. Good life. X-ray technicians, sonogram technicians, all of the technicians that work at the hospitals, very good jobs. Not as long as educational process, so they can get working a lot faster. I've had a lot of people who come to me for counseling when I was teaching and say, I need to figure out what I'm going to do so that I can make money in my life. I'm coming back to college, because I got to make a better future. And I'm like, all right, well, let's talk about your better future. And I would actually convince them to go do something else instead of borrowing all of this money to go to college and get a degree that's not going to help them make any more money than they do now. But if they would go and get a skilled trade that they get into the workforce, like nursing, physical therapy, paramedics, things of that nature, they're better off. EMT, he married a Filipino nurse. Oh, okay, so the girl was the nurse. All right, John, okay. Sorry about that. I knew there was a nurse in there somewhere. Well, I was going to learn German, but Spanish is good. You got to know Spanish. I don't know if I would learn German, I got friends that speak German very well here in America. They're business majors. But I don't know if I was going to pick another language, if it would be German. I'd have to give it some thought. But I don't know. depending on where you want to go and where you want to spend your time at. Obviously, depending if you're going to go live in Asia, if you got an Asian connection or a European connection, maybe. But I got a friend that has a master's degree in international business, and she has a degree in German also. So she's never she barely uses her German because she's in America. But she also speaks Spanish. She learned on her own, and she speaks a lot of Spanish to people. I think they say, I may be wrong about this, everybody, but the hardest language to learn is Mandarin. That's one thing I hear. I think, right? If you can speak Mandarin, I think, that's a big deal. Big deal. I think Italian would be cool to learn. I mean, well, I don't want to learn any language, but I think Italian is a cool language. I like listening to Italian. You know, they don't seem angry when they speak. You know, a lot of foreign languages, sometimes when you're listening to them speak, they sound angry. They sound pissed off. When you hear people speaking Italian, and French even, they don't sound mad, you know. But some of the places sound really mad. English is one of the hardest to learn if you're from another language. I would agree. I think English doesn't make sense. A lot of people complain that we have too many words for the same thing. And I know that. So, but that's okay. We have too many words for the exact same thing and they get confused. And the spelling, like break and break, take a break, put on the brakes. They're spelt differently. They mean different things, but they're pronounced the same. I feel like English need accent smart. Well, if you've ever been down in Cajun country, French Cajun country, where you can barely understand what the Cajuns are talking about. Oh, yeah, we'll call it some gumbo, and, I can't do Cajun anymore. Or up north, or the Yorkers talk so fast, So there's a lot of different American dialects here in the States. But I think the key for everybody, if you want to speak English, learn to speak it calmly. Talk, slow down, and I tell foreigners, because I had international students all my life, and they could all speak English, but sometimes they were rough in their English. And the words I would give them is slow down. Think about the word and then say it. But just slow down. Don't talk so fast. And that's the key. And that's one thing I try to do on a lot of my teaching and my live streams, is I do talk fast a lot of times, and I'm all over the board a lot. But when I'm serious and I'm trying to explain something, I do try to slow it down. Yeah, I agree, man. It's, it is. That's the way it is. I agree. Pat says you're right. Pat knows. Pat, did you get your thingy fixed? I haven't checked my messages. Did you get your thing fixed? Your phone fixed? It's not working, huh? Huh. That's strange. Brother tried fixing it and it still didn't work? Okay. So you're not able to get to like where you can give somebody a thumbs up and stuff like that, right? Okay. Maybe this, Pat, maybe you can Google it on YouTube, search it on YouTube. Maybe that's what you got to do. You got to go to YouTube and look for videos on how to adjust your phone on for live streaming. I don't know, because look, you type in on YouTube, iPhone 17 Plus Pro Max. How do I adjust the viewing of live streams? Whatever your phone may be, and that might help you figure out, might get some videos on it, because when I get stumped, that's what I do. The thing I don't like currently is the things I got to do in honors English, meaning you got to write a lot of papers. You got to do them correctly. You have to learn about white privilege, social justice, white people bad, etc. Yeah, are you saying, I'm trying to figure out what you're saying. Are you saying that your school is trying to tell you that you should have white privilege and all of that? Or are they saying that white privilege is a negative thing? Or are they telling you about the history of it more like an independent? Look, here's what it's meant, here's what has happened. Or are they trying to say white people are bad or everybody else is bad? Because there is a thing in history called the white man's burden, where the religious white people thought they had to go to every country that was not them and save them from themselves, whether they wanted it or not. Yeah, you shouldn't have white guilt. Nobody should have guilt for anything. And I'll tell you why. Because you haven't done anything. You shouldn't have white guilt or any guilt. Nobody should. If you didn't do it, you shouldn't have any guilt. And I don't know. I understand what they say about white privilege, why there's white privilege. And I'll say this about it. I think it's a double-edged sword. There's two sides to it. One, I do believe this. Look, and I've been in this situation. I've been walking down a street in downtown Little Rock, Arkansas, with an Hispanic guy and a black guy. And I'm the white guy. And we were hanging out, right? I will say, I was never approached and told to move on by the cops, but my two friends were. All right? Now, I've been fishing one time in Alabama, and the only people being harassed was not the white people. So, the only people having their license checked were the non-white people. So, but I don't think being white gets you anywhere. I think it's who you are as a person. I think if you have the intelligence and you put forth the effort, no matter what color you are and where you're from or what language you speak, then you can succeed. And I've had enough friends of multiple colors who are way up the food chain and have succeeded, and they refuse to let anything stop them because that's what they want. We get to choose whether we're going to sit back and bitch and complain about other people, about how bad we have it, how hard life is. I'm poor white trailer park trash. What is that? Poor white trailer park trash. Being a white person, I could wallow in my whole trailer park. And oh man, society's got me down because, I'm from a trailer park and, I'm born in Alabama or Mississippi. So, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you let it only matters if you let it matter. It's kind of like being bullied. You can only be bullied if you allow yourself to be bullied. White privilege only stands if you allow it to be a privilege. Take that privilege on your own. Everybody needs to be responsible for themselves, right? I need to be responsible. I got to hold my own self to responsibility and do my own thing. Everybody else of every other color has to do the same. That's just the way how I see it. We have to take care of ourselves. And I got friends from every walk of life who's all over the spectrum when it comes to being bigwigs to nobodies. It's their choice. And I have a lot of friends that say just that. I have a lot of friends who are not white that doesn't believe in white privilege. They're like, ain't gonna stop me. I don't care. And they see where a lot of white people don't get anything more than they get. But I will say, there is definitely without a case when it comes to law enforcement. Law enforcement, I don't know if you'd call it white privilege. I don't know how to call it. But I am definitely telling you, I know law enforcement sees people that are not white and automatically want to go to them over white people. I've been involved in that more times than I can count. And you never know. They didn't know me. I could have been a murderer with hundreds of warrants out for my arrest and a giant drug dealer. But yet, they wanted to go and talk to the people that were not me. Been there, done that, and seen that. But that's law enforcement. That's not the rest of the world. A quote from my teacher, it takes some real strength to swallow your privilege. That's pretty shitty. That's kind of a shitty comment. Well, did you ask her what a privilege is? So exactly what privilege are you talking about? You know, if you make the grade, and why would you want to go to Harvard? But my point is, no matter if your grades are there, you can go to Harvard. You know, if you're physically capable, you can play in the NFL no matter what color you are or what where you're from. We got Filipinos playing in the NFL. So it really doesn't matter. Yeah, she made the English curriculum. And look, here's the other thing I'll tell you, all right? And this is just a big lesson. Don't let somebody else affect you. And the other, and let me go on to say this. One thing I used to tell people, and I even tell my wife at her work and her work environment, sometimes you got to go along to get along. You have a plan, right? And if you got to put up with the teacher who's full of shit and wants to make you believe one thing that you don't believe or another thing that you don't believe, but you got to get through the class, then you got to play the game. And because you're looking at the bigger picture. And you got to remember, that teacher, this is the pinnacle of her life. She's big dog. This is best she's ever going to be in her entire life. She's reached the pinnacle of her life teaching high school kids English. That's it. And then that in itself is pretty sad. Privilege of the rich law is the same for poor or white. Yeah, John, you're right. So, sometimes you got to put up with shit, right, to get to the honey. And that's hard to do, but it is what we have to do sometimes. And you got to remember to stay focused on your goals, right, everybody? You stay focused on your goals and don't let people derail you. Now, I have a big problem if they're going to try to make you swear to a rainbow flag and not pledge allegiance to America. I have real problems with all of that, right? I have a real problem with teachers preaching any ideology. They should teach the subject matter, right? And what does white privilege have to do with English curriculum? Have you asked? I mean, I don't understand where white privilege comes. Now, maybe a history class or sociology class, but I don't know where it comes in for an English class. Yeah, I agree. I mean, why is she teaching that? I thought English is more about structure, terminology, paper writing. I mean, is she wanting you to write a paper on white privilege? Then I wouldn't do that. I would have a problem with stuff like that. If you don't believe something and she's trying to make you write about it, but why is she teaching about stuff that's not related? It just doesn't make any sense. So, But, it sounds like you're doing all right. So you got to stay focused on that. So just keep doing what you're doing. Remember, you can't let little people bring you down to their level. Everybody, remember this? Sometimes we got to be the bigger person and just leave them in their dust. Because like I said, this lady is at the pinnacle of her life. She is the boss of a bunch of high school kids. She can make you squirm and wiggle and flex her white privilege, her privilege of holding, she's your king, she's your lord. You're under a fiefdom kingdom. She is power tripping, and this is the pinnacle of her life, is what she's doing. So you can feel empathy for her. Questions like, do you believe in white privilege exists? Explain why. Why or why not, I would hope. Craig's in the house. Hopefully she makes a TikTok upload about her views. Yes. Yeah, get her on video. TikTok, and I know a lot of the schools won't let you bring cameras in because it makes the teachers look bad. But Craig's right. Craig, how are you, by the way? Good to see ya. So, yeah, Craig's right. Craig's smart guy. He's right. Yeah. Why don't you say, well, what about teacher privilege? White privilege, can we equate that to this class? How does it work in this class? You feel like you have privilege over us, that you have domain over us, and that's what's going on. Yeah, I would agree with you. Honors English, yeah, I agree. You should be learning about writing strategies. I would agree. Well, do you got a copy of the syllabus? Make sure you do. Make sure you keep it. Make sure you just keep track of stuff, and yeah. And make a video about it. Put it out there on the internet down the road. So look, here's what I learned in this English class. Kind of strange, but here's what I learned. Craig, what's going on in Australia, my friend? Good to see you, by the way. What's going on with you? Nothing too exciting here. Oh, that sucks. And it's not on her website for the school or anything? Her class website? Yeah, I always gave syllabus out, but I let them keep it. And so by signing it, what you did is you agreed to it. That's going to be her argument saying that she can do this. Because when you signed it, you agreed to letting her teach you whatever bullshit she wants to teach you. That's going to be her argument. Now, what she doesn't understand is this. You can't make a legal binding contract with a minor, and you're a minor, so she can't make a legal binding contract. Pat says, hey, Craig, but there's part that I did see was there's no mention of it. There you go, yeah. It's too bad you didn't keep it. Tarzan says, I had a 20-year-old kid from the gym locker room say to me, wow, that's the first time I've seen prejudice. A real 70-year-old man was getting mad at me for talking on my phone in the locker room, Fargo, North Dakota. So was it a white guy getting mad at you for talking on the phone, and he was looking at that as prejudice? Just broke down a tank, transferred fish, nice, and set up again. Now lunch, good deal. Hey, Pat, John, and all. Was forced to sign it too. She wouldn't be, well, it's not legally binding. I'm just telling you, the courts have ruled. Minors cannot enter into a contract of any kind, period. Nothing's legal binding when you're a minor. Yes. Yes, he was told, white guy. Yeah. Do you feel like it was racism, John? Or do you think he was just bitching because you were on the phone and he thought maybe you're going to take pictures of his 90-year-old weenie? Was he more mad that somebody was on the phone in a locker room? Would you think he was mad that you were loud on the phone? Or was he racist? Or do you think he was irritated because he thought the locker room was quiet space or something like that? Because sometimes there's a lot of layers to stuff like that, John. And I know you're probably a nice guy and didn't say anything mean to him, but I would have told him to shut his ass up and sit down. Mind your business. Well, I mean, but I think you got to realize what was just because I don't think it's appropriate to just, and I know you didn't do it. But what I'm saying is, I don't think it's appropriate to run around and say people are racist when somebody has a problem with somebody of another race, just because we have a problem, right? There may be more to it. Like the way you parked was bad, and you're a shitty parker. So I'm pissed off because you don't know how to park your damn car, not really giving shit what color you are. You know what I mean? So maybe he was mad that you were on the phone in the locker room where he thought was a private space, a locker room. Maybe he thought you were taking pictures of him. Craig says, everyone too soft, worried about feelings. I agree, man. I agree. I agree. People are so worried about getting their feelings hurt and so worried about hurting people's feelings. Should have said, take your baby aspirin, old man. I agree. I take mine every day. Well, John, the better thing to do is stare. I like to stare at people. You know, in that situation, I would have just stared at them. Because when you stare at somebody eye to eye, it makes them nervous without saying anything. You don't got to get mad. You just stare at them. And you'll be shocked how many people will run away when you stare at them. And I mean, you look eye to eye in them. That's one thing I learned years ago, being the old tough guy I was. So stare them. Let them know you're not afraid of them. You're not intimidated. You're not worried about them. Say, bring it on. You know, and you do it with your eyes like, come on. Pat says just staring and made people nervous. It does. Staring makes people nervous. I like it. I think it's fun. You know, people only get nervous when I start to take my clothes off. That's the other thing you can do. If you got something like that, you can just start taking, well, you're in a locker room, so it wouldn't matter. But if you were out in public, John, if something like that happened, you could just start taking your shirt off. That would make them nervous. That'd make them want to run away. Sometimes when you stare, they will run away. They will. Because, you know, I think what it does, one, you're not aggravating the situation by saying anything, and it gives them a chance maybe to sit there and go, well, maybe I'm messing with the wrong type of person. Maybe this person isn't somebody that's going to argue with me. Because a lot of people want to argue. They want to get into an argument. And once they realize that maybe this isn't going to go the way they want it, they're not going to get the joy of arguing with somebody, that they may be in a situation where they get hurt, they change their attitude. That's how I see it. So you can prevent a lot of it by not engaging, but staring at them. Or just laughing at them and going about your business. When people want to run their mouth, the cowards run their mouth. It's one thing I've learned for years. You know, if somebody's over here running their mouth, they're a coward. Because somebody who's not a coward would punch you in the face. The cowards run their mouths. So, just the way it is. And we all have a tendency once in a while to run our mouths as we get hyped up. That's right, Craig. It drags their insecurity to the surface because they really don't believe that's correct. That's right. They don't believe it. They're not the tough guy. They're peacocking. And, you know, it works. You know, I've been in many, many situations over my life. I was not a nice person as a young person, and I can promise you, I've been there, done that more than you guys could ever imagine in many bad situations when I was a young man. And I learned quickly that you could prevent having to hurt somebody in so many different ways. And sometimes you got to give people a way out. Meaning, if they want to leave, running their mouths, walking away, don't say anything to them. Just let them go. Let them run their mouth as they're leaving. Be the bigger man, whatever. You got to give them a way out. Because people who open their mouth, start running it, like Craig is saying, eventually it's going to start coming to them going, maybe I need not to be here doing this. Maybe And so if you leave a door open for them to exit, you can usually prevent violence. Same thing is, look, and I know this is weird, maybe goes against my nature, but sometimes you got to provide that door, and it may be a physical door. So maybe if you're standing in front of the locker room door in his pathway without really doing anything about it, you just make an adjustment, turn sideways, and that way unconsciously he starts to think, oh, well, there's a door I can leave here. And he's going to run his mouth leaving the door. Just leave him. Who cares? That's what I think. Because sometimes the bigger man does nothing. The smarter man just lets these idiots be idiots, right? And that's something that I've learned. You know, sometimes it's not worth taking your time and energy to engaging with fools. Only fools engage with fools. So nobody should be a fool. You know, don't be a fool. And I love the internet because we see how many fools there are on the internet all the time, everywhere. So, but don't be a fool. And you're not, John. I know you're not. So, only fools fall for fools. But is it, yeah, I don't know. I guess I've just learned over the years. I guess I've gotten old. I'm not going to, if I have to, I'm just going to rip your Adam's apple out and call it done for the day. I'm not going to stand toe to toe and fight you. I'm just going to grab you by the Adam's apple and rip it out. Pat says, when you're at Walmart, because teenagers will put their bucket over your head sometimes, they will use a duster on your ears and run and knock you down. I had that happen to me. Wow, Pat, that's sad. I'm sorry. Tim's in the house. Sorry about that, Pat. Now, look, if you need it, you call the police and you make a police report because that is a criminal assault. Everybody say hello to Tim. Good to see you. Yeah. Well, it would piss if you can't catch him. You know, the video, the camera's there. You call the police, and if you got to tell the manager at Walmart, do we need to sue Walmart for not protecting me? And there's an angle there where you can sue Walmart. Hello, Tim from Craig. Hello, Pat. Everybody's hello to Tim. Tim. How's it going in the Philippines, my friend? Are you having the typhoon in the Philippines right now, Tim? Are you part of that? But I do think if anybody touches you, you either rip their throat out and or you just call the police and let them deal with it. One of the two. One of the two. Don't lower yourself. Don't get into an argument over stupidness because that just brings you down to the gutter. I know it's hard, especially for somebody like me, not to do that because I like to prove that I'm right. Or marry her. Woo, Craig, there you go, buddy, right? That's right. Or marry her, I know. Did I tell you guys what I'm going to do? I got a funny one I'm going to pull on my wife. So yesterday, the last few weeks, I've been working in the master bedroom, it's so overcrowded. And I've been moving a lot of stuff to the spare bedroom. So now the spare bedroom's overcrowded. But I'm going to get my wife one weekend. I'm going to wake her up and say, honey, I'm going to take you shopping today. Get ready. We're going shopping. We're going to go clothes shopping for you. Let's go. My treat. I'm going to get her to get dressed. Well, she's going to hate me for this. I'm going to get her in the car. We're going to back out of the driveway. We're going to drive around the block, come back into the house. I'm going to take her to her closet and say, shop until your heart is content. Because she has more clothes that she's never worn than you can imagine. I had a phone earlier this week and under a new tropical cyclone. Okay. So, but I'm hoping you're safe though. Yeah. Rearranging it to put all of her crap in. My space gets smaller and smaller every week. You know, I live out of one nightstand in some cardboard box. That's where all of my stuff is. In a nightstand and a cardboard box by the bed. That's what I get. You know. So, but what she doesn't know, I've been secretly going into her closet the last couple months, taking clothes out of it and putting them away in a box she doesn't know about in another room. Never even noticed. So, but I'm going to take her shopping and bring her back to her own closet. Do you guys think I'll survive that one? It's not very nice of me, is it? We need to have a garage sale. A clothing garage sale is what we need to have. Nah, do they fit you? Well, they don't fit me. No, they don't fit her. They're clothes that she wore when we got married, or she had in the Philippines when she was a little bitty, you know. So, yeah, the stuff isn't going to fit her. So I've been just secretly pulling them out, and she's, you know. But I got a bunch of clothes that I should put in a garage sale, too, in fairness. But, you know, she can't wear these jeans that are this big anymore. Hey, Tim from the Tarzan John. So, but yeah, I'm going to take her shopping to her own closet. Man, I got my feeling my wife is going to hate me for that one. Keep trying, maybe every third Saturday night. Yeah, something like that, right? It's crazy. We got a lot going on coming up. We got a big party coming up. Well, we got to go to... We're going to some rich people's dinner house this weekend, which I don't want to go, but we've been invited to dinner. I told my wife today, I'm like, well, why are we invited to dinner? You know, I mean, why? Why do they want us to come? Who in the hell in their right mind would want me to come to their house and have dinner? You know, what are they going to do? Try to sell us Avon or Amway or one of those? Are we going to a dinner where they're going to pitch us a cooking thing where you got to buy these pots and pans? But she's like, no, it's the girl's birthday. And I'm like, oh, all right. So it's her birthday dinner. Like, all right, fine, you know. But I'm like, I don't want to go. Why would they want me? And then the 4th, we got to go to another birthday party to make them feel good and better. There you go. You know, I mean, seriously, have you ever, think about that. Who in their right mind would want me to come to their house and have dinner? If I was I wouldn't invite me. Are you crazy? There's no way in hell that I would invite me to come to my house and have dinner. No way. No, I'd maybe charge me. But then Saturday the 4th, we got to go an hour away to some stinking birthday party where apparently I got to dress up and look nice, which pisses me off because I don't want to look nice for anybody. And then we're having a Halloween party. And then we're having Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas party, baby shower, baby birthday party. Man, somebody saved me from my own life. Man. My life is tough, boys and girls. Yeah. Mental illness runs about 40% of that. Well, that might be. You know, you know. Because usually people, to be honest, guys, look, and I understand this. Most people don't like talking to me. When I go to these parties and events, the dudes usually are just drinking. And I don't drink. You know, I might have a beer or a mixed drink, but I don't drink more than one ever. So they're pounding them back. I don't drink. They don't like talking to me. So, because, you know, after about 5 minutes, they can't talk intelligently. So they can't carry on a conversation of anything of substance. And I like to have conversations of something. That's why I talk to myself on here so much. Because I'm the only one that, you know, has substance. No. Pat, you like that? So, and none of them seem to be sober, you know. But it's all right. I'll go. Lorelai likes it. All the girls will karaoke. They will have a good time and eat their food and peacock. And I will sit there and be bored and play on my phone. Maybe I'll do a live stream or do a little, I'll find something that, I don't know. But, I don't know. I just don't know why they want me to come. Oh, Craig. Man. So your wife can't see through your skull into your brain like mine? You know, your wife can't read your mind like mine. My wife is a mind reader. She, if I did that, she could be 2 miles away and I'd get a phone call. Why are you wondering what she looks like naked? What? What are you talking about? Well, you know, what the hell? It would be a good way to spend your time. But I gotta admit, Craig, in this group, there's usually only 2 or 3 that are even worth, you know. That's why I always got my sunglasses on. I know, man. I know. It's a good thing. Have your sunglasses on. That's why I wear a hat and dark glasses, right? I'll wear my sunglasses this week and even at night. I wear my sunglasses at night. I'm so cool, I wear my sunglasses at night, right? I wear my shades at night, something like that. So maybe that's a good plan, Craig. But maybe, you know, the house we are going to, I don't know the guy. I've only met him once. I know he's I know he drinks. I don't know if he's a drinker. So maybe I've only met him once briefly. So maybe he won't be that bad to talk, if they talk. A lot of times people don't talk to me. You know, they say I intimidate people, that I'm intimidating. And I don't know why people think I'm intimidating. I'm not intimidating! So I don't know why people say that. But, and now we got to go get, you know, they said, don't bring anything for dinner. We have everything, but we're going to have to go to some store and get something. And I told Lorelai, I said, well, we can just go by a harp store. And it's fall, so they'll probably have something like pumpkin spice bread or something, a dessert bread, that we can pick up and take as a food gift, you know. Oh, you guys will love this. My wife told me today, you guys will all love this. You know, we're working on her birthday party for next year. Which if I survive the planning of her birthday party, I will be, if my marriage makes it to her birthday party, I will be shocked. Because she's driving me crazy with the stinking birthday party. That's 7 months away. Driving me crazy. So she told me today that a couple of her girlfriends have volunteered at her birthday party to guard the food. And I'm like, guard the food? What are you talking about, guarding the food? He's like, oh, well, you know about them taking it away in sandwich bags. And I'm like, oh, so you guys, yeah, we have a team now at parties that's going. Since we started that at our parties a couple years ago, where I announced nobody takes anybody home until everybody's eaten all that they want, apparently now they have guards at birthday parties to keep the food from walking away. I got sunglasses. I do. I got some reading sunglasses. And they're real sunglasses. They stay dark. And they're really cool. They're the ones with the gold frames. So I'll probably wear those. Tim says, take care of me now. Time for me to go now. Tim, we appreciate you. Stay dry. We hope you'll stay dry, my friend. Yep. So they're going to have a team at these birthday parties now who's going to be in charge of making sure the Filipinos don't steal the food. Oh my goodness gracious. Because apparently it's rampant. It's become rampant that the food walks away before everybody gets to eat it. God. I am thinking about having a new brung made for my wife's birthday. So, because she thinks I ought to wear a suit and tie, and I hate suits and ties. I got to wear one coming up, and I hate it. So to get away with not doing that, I've been thinking about ordering. I got two in my closet, a purple one and a white one that I got married in. So I've actually been thinking maybe, since I've lost 75 pounds, 70 pounds, I could buy a new barong and just wear that, and I wouldn't have to wear a tie. So I'm thinking about getting around that. And I may wear my purple one. I got a purple one. But I got to get it out and see if it still fits. Because I only wore it once many years ago. So maybe I'll wear that instead of a jacket and a tie. And be a little... And since it's the wife's birthday, right? Shouldn't I look different? I'm telling you. Every day. Birthday party, birthday party, birthday party. Something about this damn party. And last night it was the dresses. How many dresses should I take to the birthday party? What? Why would you take multiple dresses? I mean, I don't understand. Well, I got to take one dress for me, for the birthday girl, and then if I'm going to go dancing, if we're going to dance later, I need to change clothes and wear a different dress for dancing. And I'm like, oh, God. Party hardy. John, you're welcome, man. You guys are all welcome to come to the Christmas and Halloween parties. I can't invite you to the other ones because they're not mine. But we're going to have a Halloween party. She has to start decorating pretty soon. So we're having a Halloween party. I'll live stream it again. I will. I'll live stream it. Party hardy is what we do during the winter, even though I don't want to. I'm still waiting to get a damn pacemaker. I'm trying to get my health squared away, and here we are, my wife's dragging me to these stinking parties. So, and the one on the 4th, I got to drive. I'm driving a carload of Filipinas because their husbands are smart enough not to go an hour away to a stinking party that they don't want to go to, but I got to go to. So I'm driving a carload of Filipinas to a party. My son's birthday is October the 3rd. He will be 10. Yeah, he'll be 10 this year, won't he, John? That's cool, man. I have a birthday coming up soon. I don't know how old I'll be, but I got one coming up. I know. I'm trying to get her to be honest, Craig, I'm trying to get her to slow it down. Relax. Take a chill. And that's partly why, to be honest, I'm trying to get her distracted with the Halloween party and then the Christmas stuff. I'm trying to get her to focus because I kind of told her that the other day. I think you're building this too high up in your mind because she was talking about her venue and how many people are coming. And I gave her a budget, and she hates the budget now because it's not enough. And I told her, I said, so you're going to blow all of this money for 100 Filipino girls that half of them don't hardly know you, just so that you can impress them for your party? Or would you rather invite 20 of your besties, have a great, really nice party with great food and decorations and all of that? Which would you rather do? I'd rather have the 100. I'm like, all right, whatever. The New Year's party, yes. We're having the New Year's party too. Yeah, Christmas party. Oh, no, we don't do a New Year's party. We don't do that. She only likes to do the traditional seafood. We eat seafood, and we ring the bell and shake the glass and open up all the windows and yell and scream. We don't usually do it. We have friends that come over, but we don't do a big party. You can try, I know, man. Craig, it just sucks, you know. And the other day, she got mad at me because she was asking me about petticoats. You know what a petticoat is? Does anybody know what that is? So I guess she's thinking for one of her dresses at one of her parties, like her birthday party, 7 months away, that maybe she needs to buy a petticoat to make her princess dress look better, right? So she puts some petticoats in the Amazon shopping cart and wants me to go look at them. I pull up the Amazon shopping cart and I look at these petticoats and go, oh, okay. And she's like, well, what do you think? And I'm like, well, okay. I guess my question are, do they fit under the dress? So do you know if they're the right length? You know, how heavy are they? How bulky are they supposed to be smooth? Are they supposed, well, I don't know. And she gets mad at me because I don't know anything about damn petticoats. And I told her, I said, why are you getting mad at me? I have no, so I finally told her, I said, look, you have your budget. You have my permission to buy whatever petticoat you want to buy. David doesn't care. I'm like, oh my God, getting mad at me because I couldn't help her figure out which petticoat to get. Oh my God. Petticoat junction, that's right. Wants more layers, maybe strip poker, one of the games planned. Maybe, yes. Oh my God, Craig, it's horrible, man. So then she went in and, then she remembered she had a petticoat from her when she got married. Her wedding dress has a petticoat that fits her. There you go. So you got mad at me, argued with me, telling me that I'm not being helpful in selecting the petticoat when you got one over there already. And you're like, oh my God, I'm just going to kill myself and get it over with. And so, it's like, you know, because I'm trying to use logic, right? And try to help her to solve her problem. Well, here's how I would look at it. I look at form and function. One, does it serve the needs that you want? You know? And what need is it? What are the criteria? You know, what are the measurements? You know, I thought they were really, really heavy. I'm like, is it going to be too heavy for you to walk in? I don't know. Somebody help me. Somebody just save me. Help me. Help me. Foreplay, I guess. Well, the other night, it was about, 1:30 or 2 in the morning, because she gets off late now. That's why I don't do live streams early anymore, because I'm up until 2 and 3 in the morning now. So about 1:30 the other morning, she decided, I want to show you the dresses I'm thinking about wearing on October the 4th's party. Coming up, another birthday party. And I'm like, oh my God. It's 1:30 in the morning, you know? I just want to go to sleep. But no, we had to dig out the dresses and play dress up. You know, they didn't fit me at all, just in case you guys were wondering. They wouldn't fit me at all. But we had to play dress up, so at 1:30 in the morning. So I had to zip her up and lace her up, make sure they fit right, and tell her which one I thought. And of course, as you guys all know who's married, you know, if you really give your opinion, boy, you're in trouble. No, that one makes you look fat, you know. No, that one doesn't go with your skin color. No, that one's really, really just plain ass ugly. You know, then you're in trouble. No. So, I don't know. All right, my friends, it's almost 10 o'clock here in America, in the great land of the United States. 10 o'clock. I'm cooling off. I need to shut the windows so we can go to bed tonight and not freeze to death, wake up with a chest cold and die. Or maybe that would be a better thing than going to all these parties. So, I have a hard time faking it. I try, but man, I have a really hard time because, man, I'm not good at poker. You know what I mean, Craig? I'm not good at poker. I don't have a good poker face. So, Craig, we appreciate you. Pat, we appreciate you. Take care, everybody. John, we appreciate you. Everybody else that came in. We even appreciate all the people in the background too shy to speak up. Dennis, good to see y'all. P&P, good to see everybody. Everybody take care. It's time to go.